Hi everyone, and welcome to another Pixorama. Today I would like to delve into the watery depths of piracy, because I'm looking to draw a pirate chest. Why do I want to draw a pirate chest?
I'm so glad you asked.
So here I've got a little game that I'm working on, and I've got a little pirate here. He can jump and he can swing his sword and stuff. And oh no, a horrible boss character. When this boss character dies, when I die, I'm terrible at my own games, always have been. Let's see how many times I can die here. Let's hope I don't get a game over before I did! Okay, great demo. Let's try that again. Okay. All I gotta do is hit him once, just one time. Bam. So the boss dies, and now I want some sort of reward, obviously. And I want a little treasure chest, and I want it to appear right there on the boardwalk. So, we're gonna do a treasure chest. Let's go!
With the and the fucking with the things and the summer with the fire and the whoa.
So I've gone ahead and gathered some reference images here. Let's take a look. Here they are. None of these I've done myself. These are all reference images from the internet. Like I said, it's a great place to get inspiration from. And these are all really cool. Some of them have some really neat stylistic elements to them, but these aren't quite what I'm going for. I want something really custom for this level that I'm designing. And actually, I was kind of thinking of doing like a water chest, like a chest made of glass, and it was all kind of watery and magical. So let's do that. Let's crack open Pixel Edit. As usual, I'm using Pixel Edit here. And I've already gone ahead and imported my little character here, so I've got a size reference. And now, on a new layer, I'm just going to start drawing a little chest. And I don't want it to be too big, but I don't want it to be too small either. So let's make it a reasonable size here. And then we're just going to drag him down here. Yeah, and the foot of the chest is like this. And it's got a metal border to hold everything together. And then the top of the chest is going to come up here like this. And it's going to kind of be a bit, I want it to be a little bubbly. I want it to be a little cartoony, but not too cartoony. Having said that, in the middle, I'm going to put a little skull, because we all like skulls. And it's a pirate game, so I'm going to do a skull. Let's have the cheeks come in a little bit there. And a nice little chin here. How bubbly do I want this guy to be? Oops. I could also use the old symmetry trick on this one, but I think he's looking a bit alien-y there. Let's pull him out one more here. And take him down one more here. Sometimes you just gotta play around until you get it looking the way you want it. Alright, I just deleted that. I'm gonna start again. Sometimes, you know, you just don't feel it. So let's try it again. And we'll just play this one until we get it looking how we want it to look. This one's already starting to feel a bit better. Okay, cool. Give him some eyeballs. Yeah, I think that's possible. Let's go with that. So now we got our skull. He's going to sit on the front of this case here, on the front of the chest. Let's bring down the bars in the middle. This will be metal in the end. Okay, so now we've got a basic half shell for our chest. Let's go ahead and mirror it. Cool. Okay, now that's pretty big. That's a pretty big chest. If you look at the character and you look at how big this chest is, I mean, he could jump. You could fit 2 of him in there, possibly 3. He's a wee little guy. But we'll go with this for now. So let's add some more detail here. Let's just finish up the little borders. Add a couple of, no, we can add panels later. Like I said, I want this to be glass, made of glass. So I should have mirrored this after I did it. I mean, I should have done this and then mirrored it already. That'll do. Cool. Let's connect that. Yeah. I'm gonna bring down a couple more little crossbars here. Am I? It's too close to the head. Let's go over here. Cool. Sometimes it's all about saving time. Okay, yeah, that's looking much better. Let's connect them as well. Give the bottom a bit more bracing. Cool. Okay, we've got our basic shape. This is the basic shape of our treasure chest. And from here, it's basically just detailing and coloring. So let's make a copy of him so we don't screw him up too bad. I'm just gonna paste him over there. And now I want the border to be like a bronzy, like what these other chests have done here. Some of them have this gray metal. Maybe we'll go with that. I do like the look of that. This one's got gold. Gold. This one's just this is crazy. I really like this one. Very charismatic. Let's go with a similar kind of dull metal color here, warm metal. And just fill in, it's paint by numbers. And now we can start with le shading. I already know that this top bit's going to be brighter because it's facing the light. And these braces here also are indented. I want them to catch the light as well. Cool. They're going to have a shadow on them on the other side. So let's grab our original color and make it darker. And we can start doing this. So as you can see, I've just gone around now and basically done a little shading on these outlines and left a couple of little bits darker here. We want the sort of shadow to come through from the skull. Okay, now as this is a chest made of water, it's going to be kind of tricky to color this bit in and make it look good. Let's just try straight up with some light blue. I know water's not blue. Yeah, that's not so bad. That's kind of cool actually. Let's go with that. I've done some shading boo-boos here. Let's just fix them up. We're not going to get too crazy with the shading right now, but I'm just going to extend this bottom bit 1 pixel because I like rivets. Okay, let's come back to we've got a basic sort of shading scheme going on here. Let's finish it up with the skull in the middle. I don't want him to be a solid gray. I want him to be kind of a little bluish. Let's do that. Give him some eye socket holes. And his main color is going to be that. No, brighter. I was told recently that I don't use enough contrast in my art.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
So I'm going to try and improve that. And I'm just going to... We're going to have to go even darker for the holes. Do I need... Yeah, I don't think I needed that extra pixel there. I thought I was going to go somewhere with that, but I think I'll just leave it. Let's... We could even do like... We don't quite have enough pixels for teeth. I was going to say we could do some kind of little funky teeth down here that would look kind of neat. Can we do it anywhere? Yeah, we can. Let's do it. Cool. And now I'm going to grab a shade that's just sort of in between these two. This is a little trick I like to do. Take the opacity down and use one of the darker colors. Copy that. And that's my new midtone. So I just shaded in the parts of the skull that will be receiving shadow as opposed to light and fixed up the teeth down here. He's not looking too bad. Could be better.
Not my best, not my worst.
I want to give the eye socket a bit of a lip there. Let's go with this for now. I'm not going to spend all day dicking around with this guy, but he's looking okay. Let's get right to the rest of the shading of this box. Now I'm thinking that some of this is, you know, not ideal. I do like how the highlights work. I'm not so sold on these shadowy bits. I might go for my halftone, midtone trick again. Let's grab that color there and start using that for some of the shadowing. Already I feel like that's bringing out a bit more dimension to this thing. Let's kick it down here as well. This is kind of another little trick you can use. If you grab that middle tone, you can really soften the edges between these super dark colors. Yeah, so if you grab that mid-tone, you can basically use it as an anti-aliasing color to really smooth these really contrasty areas here where there's two colors meeting. It tends to look kind of nice. Let's use this one again and bring out this front line here. Cool. I'm not liking how that came out, actually. I'll go back to this again, I think. This is the first time I've done a treasure chest. That's my disclaimer. I got nothing. I'm still not happy with these bottom ones. I feel like they've not got enough dimension. They're not popping. So maybe I will have to go back to my darkest color here. I kind of felt the three colors down here messed up the clarity of the shape. It makes it all kind of muddy and doesn't look right. Oops. And also because I haven't used it up here, it looks kind of weird. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not great, but let's move on. We don't have all day to play on this. So let's go to the liquid part. And for the liquid part, actually first I'm going to just widen this bar down here because I feel it's too slim. I could probably get rid of it altogether, but I was thinking it'd be cool with a middle bar. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not great, but we'll go with this for now. Back to the water part. Let's do the water part. Water part. Now, what a cool effect was that I discovered many years ago, which is kind of out of fashion now. Let's open a new window here. If you remember one of the old versions of Mac OS, if you're a Mac person, even if you're not, you might still remember it. They had this traffic light motif going on. Let's see if I can find a better picture. Here we go. They were going for like a liquidy look. The whole interface was kind of, this was the new trend at the time, was liquid and modern, bubbly, shiny, whatever. So they tried to do it in these icons, and as you can see here, the way they did it was by putting a lighter shading at the bottom of the shape, and then like a highlight at the top. I can show you this very quickly in Pixel Edit. What they did was basically, with a circle, ta-da, they had an area at the bottom of the shape which looked a bit like this, and inside that there was probably even more lightness. And then at the top there was just another highlight, like a normal, kind of like that. That's a terrible example, it's not really detailed enough, but you kind of get where I'm going with it. So I'm kind of thinking that for the water we could do something similar. Oh yeah, and at the sides they sort of made it darker even. I think they made it like, they gave it like this cool shadow. So awesome, so modern. Yeah, it was kind of something like that. You can kind of almost see it here, even though that's, I don't know what resolution is this. This is like 480 by I'll kill you. I don't even know what that is. That's going to destroy my eyes. I got to stop looking at it. Actually, hey, that's not a bad water droplet. That's a general technique for doing water, is that you get this refraction in the shape underneath. If you ever looked at a bottle of water or a droplet of water on a table, especially when there's light hitting it, you'll notice that the light refracts through the water in a really cool way. Long story short, let's mimic this whole thing for our water chest. I'm going to start with by grabbing our normal color here, and we're going to go lighter. In fact, we're going to go super light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the density of my brush down so that I can get an overlapping effect. Yeah, let's go to half the original density. And now when I draw, if I happen to draw over something that I've already done, it'll get lighter and lighter and lighter a few times. That's good. That's what I want. So I'm just going to try and mimic what I just did there. The thing with this is you can't use the fill tool, because if you do, it's going to be a different color because your brush density is different from your fill tool density. Thanks for the tip. Great, so that's our first layer. I'm going to go again, do a second layer of lightness. And one more, we'll do a final layer. I don't want to do too many, I don't want this to, oops, I just ruined my brush. Okay, let's just go and select this color here and make the density 255, and now we can continue. Cool, and then I'm going to extend this area up here. What Pixel Edit is missing is a gradient tool. That would be very handy. But seeing as we don't have that, I'm just going to do it manually here. That's looking nice. Now, for these dark bits, let's select our main blue there. Take it down a notch. Might bring it a little more into the saturated zone. And I'm just going to follow the outline. I'm not going to go right along the edge because it kind of looks cool to leave a bit of an outline. In fact, I could even do it down here. It's the same kind of thing. Let's do that. I'm going to grab this color again, take it down to about 75. Just going to give it one more layer. And maybe you can see we're kind of getting a cool... Well, this actually looks like it's glowing now from within. But that's okay. We're not going to get too specific about all this right now. We're just going to get the general effect going, and then we can polish it. You can polish it in your own time. Just keep playing around with the effects. Let's make this a little more curvy. Yeah. In fact, I might bring a bit of lightness back down to this bottom area, because the whole outline the whole way around didn't look so cool. You can see where we're going with this though. It's starting to take shape, shading wise. Let's go back up here. Now I'm going to stick to my rule from before. Oh, I just noticed that we're not the same on both sides. Is that how are we looking here? Yeah, we're good. Let's do a similar thing here. Let's go one shade lighter. I'm going to go half as dense again now and just follow this guy down here. And now we can do our highlight, our little bubble highlight up here. Let's grab a new layer just so I can do this quickly, and we're going to grab a circle tool, and we're going to go shabam. Are we going to go shabam? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. Shabam. We can see quickly how it's going to look roughly if I take the opacity down on the layer, and now I can just delete or erase the bits that I don't want. Let's go like this. Oops, wrong layer. I also don't want the skull in there. Okay, there you go. So now you can see that it's looking a little more aqueous. Didn't know that word, did ya? I don't know if that word actually exists. If you play with the blend modes here, you can get some really nice effects. That's dog ugly, but that one's kind of nice, the overlay. And then you can just play with the opacity until you get something that looks kind of nice. Overlay really jacks up the saturation. So if you want to go for something a little less saturated, you'll notice that it kind of looks sometimes a lot nicer. Chunk. That didn't really do much, did it? But I'm kind of liking the way that's looking now. What I can also do is just where the edges are here, get rid of a bit of the shine. Cool. Maybe at the top here. Not all of the, I don't want to get rid of the whole effect, but I do want to make it a little more subtle. I'm not, actually the overlay is making it too saturated for me, I don't like that. I liked those bits there, so let's put them back in. Yeah, cool. Not too shabby. When you're ready, if you're ready, and you like the way it's looking, you can then merge this layer down, and bada bing, bada boom, it's all on one layer. So we're starting to come to a point where I'm getting I'm liking how this is looking. It needs a lot of tweaking, obviously, and there's still a lot of shading issues and a lot of other issues to fix up here. But you get the general idea, he says, and keeps working. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop the video for now because you kind of get the gist. And I'll leave it up to you to keep going with this and to play around and see what looks cool. You might also try playing with different brushes. For example, if you want this water area to look a little more organic, you could maybe put a scatter effect on and play with how, you know, how that kind of looks. Maybe that's going to look kind of nice if you do that and play with the opacity. It just adds a bit of noise to the background there, makes it look not so clean. That's kind of nice actually. But there we have it, a little water chest, and I might put a little follow-up video to show you how mine came out. But for now, this is Jimzip. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day or night wherever you are. Hi everybody. So it's the next day, and I just thought I'd show you guys all how the treasure chest came out. So here's where it was at the end of our video. And basically, I'm just going to cycle through here. You can see what I did to change it. I just went through a couple of phases of changing the shading. For example, adding a lot more highlights, softening up the shadows a bit, adding more shadows. This one, changing the form a bit. It went through quite a few renditions before I got to where I was kind of happy with it. And then at the end, I sort of added on some of the fun little details, like a little shadow. And I even decided to change the whole shape of the thing at the very end. So there it is. And here's how it looks in game with a little sparkle effect added. So this one's actually, it's looking pretty good. I think there's still some work that I could do on it, but right now I'm quite happy with it. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this video.
Pixorama. Pixorama.